Hello, everyone. Welcome to Question Everything, a podcast all about learning from the successes and the failures of those who dared to question everything. This podcast is part interview, part therapy, and part Price is Right. We have our own game board stacked with questions that'll make even the most successful CMOs totally sweat. I'm your host, Ashley Walter, CMO and partner at Curiosity. On today's episode, I sit down with Deeannah Seymour, founder of pH-D Feminine Health, an independent, certified, woman-owned and woman-run business, reinventing holistic feminine hygiene and wellness solutions. She shares her journey and perspective on building a brand from humble beginnings to now being sold across more than 50,000 retailers and growing. Today, we talk about practical tips brands can use to get and stay on shelf. How conviction is the antidote to fear. And trust me, it takes courage to be the only woman in the room. And finally, the importance TikTok plays in the marketing mix and how marketers should rethink its role. Now I'm going to give you a warning. If hearing the word vagina makes you uncomfortable, this episode is not for you. If destigmatizing outdated cultural norms energizes you, then this episode is made for you. Let's get started. Today is going to be an epic episode. We are talking vaginas. Our guest is Deeannah Seymour. She's the founder of pH-D Feminine Health. Unsatisfied with expensive, inconvenient, and ineffective solutions for vaginal wellness and armed with a biology background in 20 years in the pharmaceutical industry, she has reinvented feminine hygiene and wellness solutions to help millions of women feel confident and comfortable. Her products are now available in over 50,000 stores, including Target, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Kroger, Publix in the US and in Canada. pH-D recently landed on the 2023 WPO list, and Deeannah was named to the EY Entrepreneurial Winning Women Class of 2023. And she's also Curiosity's newest client. Woo! Deeannah, yes, welcome to Question Everything.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
We are excited too. So what's going on in your world? What's new? How you doing?
Wow, it's a whirlwind right now. I'd been in LA. First of all, I live in Nashville. So I was in LA most of last week. Now I'm in Vegas, and then I fly to Denver. All amazing conferences that we're super excited to be talking about our brand to retailers and consumers. So great things are happening, and we're gearing up for a massive launch at Walmart.
Yay!
Yes. So super excited about that, and very, very grateful to be working with Curiosity.
Oh, well, we are too. You are, from the moment I met you, you are so inspiring. Your story is incredible. Your brand and business is incredible. And I think your intentions for what you want to do for the category and for the women shopping in this category are just incredible. And so I cannot wait to unpack all of that today. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Let's pull up the game board. So as you know, we've got 12 super secret questions on our game board and then a little fun question that we'll tackle at the end. But the power is completely in your hands. So go ahead and pick your favorite number.
Let's see. I'm going to go with 3.
Number 3. Okay, so I could not believe this when I heard that this was true. So you wouldn't think that it's true, but you're one of the few female CEOs and founders in the feminine hygiene industry. What challenges has this presented? And is there an opportunity for more women business owners to solve problems that men just don't think about?
Right? I was astounded to find this out myself. And now we are actually the only certified woman-owned company in that aisle, which means to have that certification means we are controlled majority shareholder is a woman. And I feel like that's so important because, we're making products for women that women need. And, our product should have been brought to market years ago. Yeah. But the only people who were in that aisle at the store were those big legacy brands, um, like Monostats and Summer's Eve and Vagisil's and such, who really were risk averse to such huge innovation. So it is such an exciting time to be a founder in the feminine care, feminine hygiene aisle. Uh, you've got other brands that are really innovating in addition to us. And it's the perfect opportunity, perfect time for women to be entering into that category because we know, as women, we know what women want and what we need.
That's right. That's right. Have you met any significant challenges or anything being a woman owner, founder, CEO, going up against all of these men who are backing these feminine hygiene products?
Yes, we have caused massive disruption in the category with the introduction of our hero item, the boric acid suppositories. We were the first to bring them to market. And uh, other major companies, of course, took notice because we eroded their market share. And one day I will write a book about what has happened to us as a result. But it's truly like a David and Goliath story, and small woman-owned brand having to go up against these major corporations that are, run by men, and it's really sad to see that so many of these corporations operate uh, in a source of fear, and where our intentions are, we just want to improve the lives of women, and our hearts are in it for the right reason. So it has been very challenging, and there's some things right now that I can't talk about, but yes, one day I will be able to, and it's taken a lot of courage. There have been days where I just was completely eroded and beaten down
Yeah.
and exhausted, but as you know I feel like this is my duty to continue on this path. So, but we kind of blazed a trail in this category, and I feel like now it's right for other disruptors to join as well.
And you're not afraid of those disruptors. I really like that. You told me bring it on. We're not, it's not a competition here with them. We're
Oh,
all doing something great for women and we can celebrate
yes,
that.
absolutely. And there's space, for many others. Um, yeah, because the innovators who are coming into the category, I feel like are also doing it for the right reason.
That's great. So with conviction comes courage. So I love that. The more
Yeah,
convicted we are, the more courageous we can be in some of our decisions and the rooms we put ourselves in.
absolutely. Absolutely. You said it
Thanks.
perfectly.
All right, let's go back to the game board. That was a good one.
Okay, was.
All right.
All right, I'm going to go with number 7.
Number 7. We're going down a row here. Okay, so let's face it. People are uncomfortable saying the word vagina. In fact, I said today, let's just count how many times we say the word vagina. Yet you were the first brand to say it on TV. I can't even believe that that's true, but I've heard it is. So just walk us through the boardroom when you were making that decision. Do we say it? Do we not? What challenges did you face? Were the networks all like, yeah, great, this is going to be easy, let's air it? How did that
Yeah,
happen?
we there's our product is for vaginal odor. So how do you not say the word vagina, right? I mean, hello. Um, we were grateful too that we were working with an agency who wanted to push the boundaries. And truthfully, we thought it was highly likely that it wouldn't air on a lot of channels. But we knew that there were ways around it to air on connected TV. Um, and so it was a huge challenge because when we aired on connected TV and it was very successful, and then we tried to have a cable buy and it did not go so well. So it's it was also discouraging
Mm-hmm.
because how many times do you hear erectile dysfunction,
Yeah.
eating all the time on TV. And not only have we faced this with our TV commercial, but also uh, I was talking to the Lauren Wong, the founder of FlexFits, just the other day, and she's become a part of the sisterhood of disruptors in the feminine care aisle, and she experiences the same thing. Talking about period and bleeding and blood on Meta and others as well. So it's just I feel like we're chipping away at it, and at some point the tide has to turn, right? I mean, because 50% of the population has a vagina, and we have to talk about it because it's such an integral part of our being and who we
Yeah.
are. So anyway, it's been a huge challenge, but again, I think we can't just sit back and not try and not do it. That doesn't get us anywhere. So hopefully this next go round,
Yeah.
we will have even more success.
And a big shout out to your agency Fancy. They do great work, and
Yeah.
the campaign was so lovely and such a huge step for women, not just your brand. Because I think about it, like you walk down the aisle and you're kind of ashamed and embarrassed, and it doesn't have to be like that. Like we can
No,
celebrate our
right?
vaginas and like
Absolutely.
walk into the aisle with some confidence, right? That's why you're there.
Yes, absolutely. And also I feel a big part of what we do is trying to remove the shame and the stigma associated with vaginal health issues, concerns, because it's totally normal. I mean, it's just like, other parts of your body aren't always well. Sometimes that happens with our vaginas too. And there are solutions, you know, holistic solutions available, like the products that we make to help women feel their most confident and comfortable. It's funny, one of our sayings, and we have it on our bags. We just gave out like 2,000 bags at the Expo West last week, but it says "Happy Vagina, Happy Life," right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
it's so true, and it was so incredible to see the men who came up to our booth who were like, you know what, that is so true, and I'm going to take this for my wife because we need to celebrate that. And so we're really sparking a conversation, not just with women, but also with men, which is wonderful.
All right, let's go back to the board.
All right. You know what? Let's just go for 11 since we're going to knock out the row.
Let's go. Number 11. Okay, so I said this a little bit in our intro, but your products are available in over 50,000 retailers. And we know there's like a big push for Walmart coming up. Talk to
Wow.
us a little bit about, for some of our listeners out there who are maybe in a more early stage than you are, and they're just now building their retailer relationships. Any
Mhm.
advice you can give them for like getting on shelf, staying on shelf, any roadblocks or challenges that you faced and have overcome?
Oh, goodness. I feel like I could talk about this for a couple of hours at least. Um, it's interesting. I'll tell the story of how we were able to achieve that. We launched on Amazon back before Amazon Prime was really what it is today, in 2014. And we used that success, that story of our success on Amazon. Um, and I went to an ECRM. An ECRM is something a lot of young, newer brands will go to because it gives them the opportunity to have sessions with buyers. So it's like speed dating with retailers is pretty much what it is. So you're at a table, and then every 10 minutes, a new retailer will come to your booth, and you get to share your story. So we did that. Really, we didn't know what we didn't know. And it's never been more true with our launch at retail. But because of our velocity at Amazon, and we had a story, right? So we had the story of the reviews of women and how this product was changing their lives, and the velocity. I mean, within 6 months, we took over the number one bestseller in our category, this no name brand. And we happened to have two really great buyers who were able to see that story and realize, okay, there's a huge potential here because there's nothing like this product on the market. So this doesn't happen a lot, but I've been told by people in the retail industry that this is kind of unheard of. But we did land Target chain wide and CVS, nearly full distribution at both stores. Those were our first retailers that we won. And because of the way I knew healthcare professional marketing, that's what I knew, having spent 20 years in the pharmaceutical industry, and I knew it worked. So I knew that once we got on shelf, that it was so important to have the buy-in of the medical community. And we worked hard to do that, and have been hugely successful in doing so. But it's one thing to get on shelf, and it's another thing to stay there. You celebrate after you win and get the planogram, and there you are. But then it's kind of like, oh crap, now what do we do? Because we've got to have great marketing and a plan to stay there. So it's hugely important. We've learned, and we have fantastic brokers that we work with who have great relationships. And about so many things in life, it's all about relationships, right? So we work hard to foster those relationships and constantly communicate with the buyers about the brand. Anytime we go viral on TikTok or Instagram, we make sure we send them that link so that they're informed, because they see a spike in sales as a result. Any awards that we receive, any new marketing plans, we're constantly meeting with them in person or over Zoom just to communicate. And as long as you have a plan for your launch, and that's one of the reasons we've engaged you all, because of this massive launch at Walmart for us. So it's important. You can't just sit back and hope that the item sells. You really have to have a very cogent, buttoned up plan for your marketing efforts. But there's opportunities like ECRM to get in front of buyers, but it's so important. They love a brand story. They love to hear why you came up with a product, especially it was fulfilling a personal need. And the story behind the brand is hugely important to the buyers, but also having a story of success, whether that's, DTC, your e-com, Amazon. If you demonstrate a success maybe in the natural channel and you want to make a move over into brick and mortar at FDM. But it's making sure your presentation is done correctly and you're really speaking their language.
Do you ever talk to like aspiring entrepreneurs and share your thoughts and advice to help them?
I couldn't even tell you how many entrepreneurs that I have helped mentor along the way, because I've made so many mistakes.
Yeah.
I tell the story that when I got the award letter from Target, I didn't even know what it said. I mean, there were acronyms on there that I didn't know, like mod. What's a mod? So here I was Googling all of these acronyms, and I onboarded at Target without a broker, which is unheard of, and at CVS. So we did this kind of blindly. I ended up hiring a consultant to help me, figure it out. But the folks at Target were so sweet, and the supplier helpline, they knew me by name. They're like, "Oh, it's Deanna again." I think I talked to every operator they had, but we got through it.
Oh, I love that vulnerability. How many times have I been in a meeting and Googled something that I didn't know? So many.
Gosh. Well, and it's taught me, just raise your hand and say, what does that mean?
Yes. Oh, it's so important. I wish I would have learned that a lot earlier in life.
Same.
Amazing. Oh, thank you. Thank you for those stories.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to that game board.
Awesome. Let's go number 1.
Okay. So your background is in biology, not business. No. Why were you the one to take on solving the gap in the feminine hygiene industry?
That's a great question. I have never had a business class in my life. a biology degree, worked in the business of science for 20 years and loved it. And, it's so interesting how I loved my job that I had. And I really thought I was going to retire from it because I was a single mom of two kids, and it provided all the security that I thought I needed, the healthcare benefits, the company car, a pension plan, I was going to
Wow.
have my healthcare nearly paid for me when I left. And I, this product, boric acid suppositories, completely changed my life. And I had been suffering with my own vaginal health issues after being on a ton of antibiotics, and everything was just disrupted. So I found this ingredient, boric acid, and I was looking for something backed by science because that was important to me. And I found all these studies that had been done on it, conferred with a lot of OBGYNs, and like, yes, we love it, but we can only get it in a compounding pharmacy. And I was like, well, why in the world is that? So I firmly believe that everything happens for a reason. And, you know, it's like everything was lined up, and it's like as if I was being guided, right? I mean, my daughter's ice hockey coach had a manufacturing facility that made holistic products. I mean, what are the odds of that, right?
Wow.
So went to him with the idea. Uh, he, had the courage to start making a vaginal suppository when he didn't know anything about it, and it it took off. And it's after that happened, and I started seeing these evangelical reviews of how this product was literally changing the lives of women, many of them who had suffered with vaginal odor for decades. And I felt truly a moral obligation to bring this product to market. And I just had this overwhelming sense that everything was going to be okay. And I kind of made my motto, faith over fear at that point, because I just felt it was going to work out. I didn't know how. Um, but and to layer upon that too, the 20 years that I was in my pharmaceutical job, I can't explain it, but I always had this feeling that I was made for something different.
Hmm.
I was great at it. I loved it, but there was just nagging feeling, and I had no idea what that meant. I just felt like this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I knew it inherently. And, I feel like we all have that intuition, especially women. I feel like that's our
Yeah.
superpower, and that we need to lean into that. And when this opportunity presented itself, I was like, this is it. Like, I knew this what my I had been was being guided all along for this reason. So
Hmm.
that's why I knew, like, I shouldn't fear this. What's the worst possible thing that can happen? I fail, right? So what? I was so good at my job that I knew that I could go and get another job, and but I would regret it for the rest of my life, not taking this opportunity and trying to make it work. And also because of the lives I was improving, the millions of women who had tried the product, and it had worked so well for them. So that's kind of why me. I don't know. I think I was chosen for it. I think
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
seriously everything aligned to the point where, not to say we've had so many challenges and so many dark days throughout this past nearly 10 years. But when I look back, it's just remarkable what we've been able to achieve as a team.
Yeah.
Uh, so why me? I mean, I guess why not me, right?
Why not me? I love that. Why not me? That's right. I mean, it does take a little bit of a leap of faith, but I love how you used that 20 years to your advantage. That you didn't waste 20 years. You needed that time to be ready to take on this new challenge. And I know you've talked a little bit about your age when you founded the company. And I don't know,
42.
42. So I don't know if you want to get into that at all, but I also found that really inspiring. Like the difference between when men start companies and when women start companies and the stigma around that.
Yeah, but you know what I've learned since is that that's pretty much the average for female entrepreneurs is in their 40s
That's
is
right.
when they really take that leap. And you said it perfectly. It's as if every experience in my life had led me to that point. You know, the fact that I had majored in biology, that I was loved science, I was in the business of science, and it all was layering and setting me up to be successful. And even those experiences that may have been painful for me, I was able to draw upon and learn from. And, one thing too that is important to note here, um, like I had told you, I was going to retire from that company because I loved it so much. I feel like, and I was so comfortable, like I said, but I feel like there's many times in life where we have to be made uncomfortable to get us to make a change. And that's one of the reasons too. I was a single mom. That was what I thought I needed. But then I actually had a manager who was not a member of my fan club and made me very uncomfortable, even though I was a top performer. It was just, I couldn't do anything right. But that was a huge part. It was like, okay, this is not what I'm meant to do. I'm made for something bigger and better. And I am grateful every single day for that experience because without it, I don't know if I would have, you know, gone into the really uncomfortable uh, uh, business of being an entrepreneur as a single mom. But
It's so interesting that you say that. I had such a similar story in my own life. Very comfortable, very confident. I was going to retire at my last job. I absolutely loved it. And I had an also negative experience with a male leader boss. And it was like the one time I took a step back and said, okay, is this it for me? Is there something else? Is this really what I'm meant to do? And I've also always had that nagging feeling like I want to own something. I want to be a part of something bigger. I want to grow something. I didn't need a job. I had a great job, but what was I going to put my whole heart and passion into a career? What was I going to build? And it's funny, but then the opportunity for curiosity came around right around that time. How like everything just kind of aligns,
yeah,
but
it's
you
like
have
with
to
that,
see it. You have
you
to be
do.
present enough to see it that it's happening.
You absolutely do. And realize that it's okay that, we go through valleys in life because it's there when we get stronger.
Yeah.
And without those experiences for each of us, we wouldn't be who we are. So, yeah,
Awesome.
great.
Well, I'm so glad you did it. Great leap of faith.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to
Me
the
too.
board.
Let's go for number 5.
Number 5. Okay, you're a proud living organ donor. How has this experience shaped you as a leader and a human?
Wow. Other than becoming a mother, there's no single event that has shaped my life more than this. It truthfully, and I forgive me if I get emotional, but because it's such an emotional topic for me, that itself could be its own podcast of how that came about. Again, it's like everything was happening for me to prepare my heart to be an organ donor. Um, I had met when I was working in the pharmaceutical business 2 women completely, one in Memphis, one in Knoxville, who were part of my accounts and who both went through the process. That in itself is crazy because the number of living organ donors in the US per year is around 5,000. So the fact that I met 2
Wow.
within months of each other, um, and yeah, ended up donating a kidney to one of my friends' little boys who was 4 years old at the time, and Jake. And Jake has forever changed me. And if I if I could do it a million more times, I would. It was as much a gift to me as it was to him.
Oh.
And sorry, but yeah, it gave me a whole new perspective on so many things in life and just what really matters. And truthfully, it's changed my perspective on humanity, on um, just my everyday interactions with people, that life is so sacred, and it, it's such a gift for all of us to be here and to make the most of every single day, regardless of what we encounter, of the obstacles that we encounter. So, yeah, it's been the, I tell people that it was as much a gift to me as it was to him, because it truthfully was.
Oh, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Do you get to see Jake a lot?
I do, yeah. And he and his mom, we're friends still, and always seeing pictures of him, and just can't believe that this little boy is now a teenager. And
Wow.
yeah, it's just so incredible.
And he's
Yeah.
thriving.
The crazy thing is he's a ginger too, and his mom swears that after he got my kidney, he started loving dark chocolate, which I love, tacos, hello, and then gingerbread. Like, he'd never liked gingerbread, and he likes gingerbread. And I said, well, I apologize in advance for the tequila.
A few more
Probably
years.
gonna love tequila too.
Oh my gosh. I wonder if there is a scientific connection to that. I'm sure you
He
looked into it.
was blown away by his sudden palate change. So maybe so.
That's incredible. Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that side of you too. I think,
Sure.
oftentimes we see all these leaders and you kind of only see one side of them, and you think they're all business all the time, and we're so multifaceted. So I really appreciate that. All right. Back to the
All
board.
righty. Let's just go down to number 9. My Mississippi's coming out.
There we go. I love it. Okay, so pH-D fills a specific and universal hygiene need for women. What has the feedback been like, and what about this has been most rewarding?
Oh, gosh. I could never have fathomed the impact that this product, or our company, our products, would have on women. I talked about the reviews on Amazon and how evangelical the women were. But truthfully, the incidence of vaginal odor, the occurrence rate, it's like 25% in Caucasian women, 35% in Hispanic, 50% in African American women. But regardless of your race, it's recurrent 50% of the time in women who have it. And it's debilitating. And women, of course, it affects every aspect of their lives. They don't want to have intercourse. They don't want to be intimate. They don't want to go to the gym. They don't want to put a bathing suit on. Pedicure. Yeah, we talked about that, but I've heard it so many times. And I mean, just the emotional, psychological impact that vaginal odor has on women's lives. And so I've had now thousands of women come up to me with tears streaming down their face and hug me like, you don't understand how much you changed my life. And also men, we've had countless men come up to our booth and it's like, you saved our marriage, you saved our relationship. It's and we had no idea when we were starting this that would occur. We knew that we were improving the lives of women, but we didn't know to that extent. And every single day, that's what keeps us going. And also physicians, the healthcare providers, nurse practitioners, they're like, Deanna, your product has completely changed the way we practice medicine. And so it's just been so edifying and so uplifting to hear these stories. And really, we, at our quarterly meetings for our company, we talk about the difference we're making in people's lives, because the people who are making the suppositories and other products in the factory, they know this, and they know what they're doing every single day is improving the lives of women. And we talk about we say we're gonna our vision statement is to revolutionize women's healthcare globally, and I feel like we're doing that. So very proud.
So have you had any haters?
Yes.
You have.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We have had several haters, and most of it comes from lack of education, especially on the ingredient. Because I mean, boric acid, it's been used for over 100 years in feminine care. Uh, Most of the time, when we would eat before gelatin suppositories, they would make a douche out of it because it works so well. And it's interesting in my uh, family farm, Mississippi. It's over 100 years old. In every single bathroom, there's a little jar of boric acid crystals. And, but also, boric acid can be used to kill ants and roaches. So we do get some haters, but like, why would I put something's going to kill bugs up my vagina? So, but it's again, lack of education about the ingredient mainly. But now, it is insane to think about this, that we were category creators at retail in the retail industry. That hardly ever happens. And we didn't know that at the time. We just wanted to put this great product out up on the market. So, but now there's a lot more education around boric acid. There's other people in the space. So, but it's kind of like that rising tide lifts all ships,
Yeah.
because there's a lot more education on TikTok and Instagram and elsewhere, especially with physicians too, recommending the product more and more. So very less haters now than
Yeah.
there were in the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, haters gonna hate, right? Like, let it
Right.
be. Yeah. The positive voices in the lives you're impacting completely overshadow any of the negativity.
Absolutely.
Love that.
Absolutely. And I don't let it get me down.
Good.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. It
Yeah.
shouldn't. I have a folder in my email. It's called bad day email. So anytime I'm having a
Oh,
bad day, anytime somebody says something nice about me, I file it into this folder. And if I'm having a bad day, I'll just pop it back up and be like, oh, yeah.
I love that idea. I think everybody should do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Okay,
All
let's go
right.
with number 8.
Number 8. Okay, I'm so glad you picked this one. So,
Yes,
I don't know if you just saw, but
I did. Oh my
you just
gosh. Yeah.
made Bain and Company's 2024 Insurgent Brands list. So, I got to know, like, what does this signify for you? What does this mean? And for anybody out there, this list recognizes 97 brands that are growing at least 10 times faster than their peers. So, like,
Yeah.
huge news.
So we have been blessed to win several awards. And with this, I put on LinkedIn that it was a pinch me moment, because truthfully, I was like, what? I mean, I actually have this list right here that I didn't know this was even going to come up, but Olaplex, Poppy, Botobox, Celsius, Dude
Dude
Wipes.
wipes.
Yes. So they were across from us at Expo, and I went and spoke to them about you all.
Good.
They're like, we
Oh,
love Curiosity. So
yay.
Duke Cannon, Harry's Razors, Honey Stinger, Kodiak, Liquid Death, Mighty Patch, Momofuku, and Van Leeuwen. I can't say that. I probably didn't say that right. The ice cream. Those are just some of them. But to be included alongside these just amazing, innovative, hugely successful brands was a wow. It was just wow. Like and it was also, the timing was perfect because at Expo West we had so many people come by and congratulate us on making that very esteemed list. But it's it's innovators and disruptors that, I mean, reading that's pretty much who these people are. So it's yeah, it's just, thank you for saying that. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it was a very
congratulations.
big deal. Thank you.
Yeah, huge deal. And what I love about it for you is like you wear this disruption hat so proudly. And I think a lot of these business owners do as well, at least what I know from Shannon at Lumi, what I know from the dudes at Dude Wipes. Like you really lean into this and it actually drives business performance. So
Right.
just it's keep doing what you're doing, right? But like let's just turn on
Yeah.
the gas because man.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, now how can we innovate in
Yeah.
other categories, and menopause that we've talked to you all about. So yeah, it's why we've hired a full-time product development scientist and have a scientific advisory board and all these things. So it's, yeah, we're not going to stop. Our foot is on the gas. We want to innovate even further. So
good. All right. I think we have time for one more question.
Hey.
There's one I really want to do. I never do this.
Okay, you pick. You
can
choose.
I pick? Okay.
Yes.
Do we know which number the TikTok question's behind? Pause for dramatic effect. Here we go. Okay.
Oh.
I've got to get you talking about TikTok because I know it's been just such a huge part of your business. And like the organic side of TikTok, the TikToks that you don't plan for, you don't know about. It's just these people going out and experiencing your product and wanting to talk about it, good or bad, you know, like we love them all. So there is this TikTok out there. You played this for me. I died laughing. I've showed it to at least 37 people since then. I watch it all the time because I'm obsessed with this woman. We'll link to the TikTok for all of our listeners out there so you can watch it. It's the best minute and a half you'll have today.
It's so true.
But she just so accurately captures like the stigma around vaginal odor and like the looks she gets, you know, at the store when she's picking up the product. And she's so raw and authentic. So just like talk to us about TikTok, what it means, like the power you've seen behind it.
Oh my goodness. There's no more powerful platform, right? It's just, and I love that these women are just unabashedly unashamed, just sharing all their personal moments and challenges, and like this gal. And yeah, of course we don't know when these are going to happen, and most of the times we've gone viral on TikTok have been from just women talking about our product and how it changed their lives. You know, or like this gal who, you know, faced some little embarrassment from the store employee for buying a vaginal odor product. But it is, you know, that video alone showed a, you know, 10x increase in sales. So the power of TikTok is just really, really amazing. And to know now that Gen Z uses TikTok as their Google shows the importance, right? It's not going away. And as brands, we really have to lean into that and make sure that we use it for education, because we have to make sure that the right information is searchable for them based on the ingredients and what in our products, and also community building. Like when she posts this product, it's like, okay, women who are watching that are like, I'm not alone. You know, we shouldn't be afraid and ashamed to talk about our vaginal health. And I love that she did that. And so it's funny when I sign into like a hotel or whatever, I have to tell my business name or wherever, and like pH-D in the back of my head, I'm like pH-MF and D. And then I just start laughing to myself every single time. And if I'm with someone from our company, we both look at each other. We don't have to say it. We just laugh because we're both thinking the same thing. But anyway, yeah, it's been a huge part of our growth too. So yeah, we're going to be leaning into that more.
Awesome.
You know, this year.
Awesome. Yes. So thank you so much. This has been a ton of fun. We have one final .fun rapid fire question for you if you're into it. Okay.
Let's go.
So it's this or that. At the top of your head, you just got to pick one. Are you ready?
Okay.
Here we go. Hot chicken or barbecue? Ooh. Love that. Concert or a hockey game?
Ooh, hockey game.
Okay. Rock or country?
Oh, I gotta go rock.
Okay, I'm surprised by that one. Okay. Skydiving or Dollywood?
Gosh, oh, dude, this is tough. I would probably, I don't know, I've been skydiving one time, and I don't know if I could do it again. It was amazing, but I'm going to pick Dollywood because she's the queen, right?
We love Dolly. Yes. Yes. Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. This has been so much fun.
Do you know how many times we said vagina today?
Somebody hopefully was keeping track.
20. 20. We'll say it a few more times before we end. Happy vagina, happy life.
Absolutely. Happy vagina, happy life. Love it.
You're incredible. We're so excited to welcome you to the Curiosity family. I cannot wait to help you continue to tell your story. Keep doing great things out there traveling, and I'm sure I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much for having us. So excited about this partnership.
Good. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.